Welcome back to another video about course creation, course marketing, and selling your courses online better. Hi there, my name is CM Manjunath. In this video, you're going to get a lots of tips about how to generate leads for your online courses. So let's dive right in. Last week, I had a meeting with my fellow trainers and team members. And as I got speaking, I asked them, as a course creator, what's your biggest problem? What's that one thing that stops you from achieving your goals? And it was almost the same from everybody. They all said it's about generating leads. That's the biggest problem. Generating leads for their online courses to sell their online courses better. So I started thinking, what's going on? How do we do this better? And as I started asking a few more questions, I asked them, so far you've been getting some sales. Where did you get those leads from? And almost every trainer said the exact same thing. They were able to generate leads from YouTube. So here are a couple of concepts that I'm going to talk about. And then, of course, we are going to talk about YouTube and making videos and publishing them. Concept number one, content marketing. There's only one marketing that is left in the world. That is content marketing. The only type of marketing that's left in the world is content marketing. That is a quote from Seth Godin, who is one of the marketing gurus. I'm a big follower of his. So what it means to you is, as a course creator, as a trainer, it is super important for you to create useful content and publish them in a consistent manner. That is content marketing. Okay. Now we are going to get into the details about what you should be talking about in your content, whether it's written blog posts or videos. But right now, all I want you to understand is that the number one concept in order to generate leads, to promote your courses online effectively, is about content marketing. Okay, content marketing. So number two, YouTube. Like I already told you, YouTube is how most trainers are able to generate leads for their business. So if you really want to succeed with your online courses, as a trainer, as a coach, it is super important for you to be on YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. People go to YouTube to search for information, to do something, to learn how to do something. They go to YouTube. Whether it's building a website or preparing pizza at home, it's going to be the exact same thing. They're going to go to YouTube and search for how to do something. The good thing about YouTube compared to other social media platforms is the fact that, unlike on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram, the content that you publish on YouTube can be found even years later. If you post something on Facebook, for example, it's on the news feed for the next, 24 hours maybe, and then it's gone, right? It disappears with the barrage of content that's there on that platform. On the other hand, when you think about YouTube, even though there are millions of hours of video that's being uploaded, people could go search, and if the search query is relevant to your video, the topic of your video, guess what? People will find your video even years down the line. And that's why YouTube is unique. YouTube is awesome compared to Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. That's from my perspective. Okay. It's very important for you to make YouTube videos. Again, your prospective customers, your leads will be on YouTube. As they search, if they find your video content, that's a good thing, right? People get to see you on video. And when they know that there is this real person behind the camera who's advising them, who's giving them instructions, teaching them, guiding them, there is that one-on-one interaction that is happening. And when that happens, people trust you more. And to sell anything in this world, you've got to build trust. Okay. So, point number two, the concept number two that you should remember is YouTube is awesome. Content marketing, YouTube. On to number three. Concept number three is about engagement. Now, you could have a community of people with you. People could be on your email list, they could be a part of your Facebook group, they could be your subscribers. When they comment on your video, when they ask you a question on Facebook group, make it your responsibility, because that is what it is. It is your responsibility to respond to them. When people ask you questions, appreciate you, criticize you, whatever the case may be, it is our responsibility as content creators, as course creators, to respond to them every single time. One of my mentors is TJ Walker. He is very popular on Udemy. If you sign up for his courses, you will see that his community, whether it's the comment section within Udemy or even his Facebook group, he makes time to respond to every query, question from his students. He is remarkable. One of the reasons I believe he is remarkable is because he's answering people's questions, he's engaging with people, and every week, at least once every week, he gets on live and he talks to people on Facebook and other platforms. That is what is required. You've got to engage with your community members. If you want to generate leads for your courses, if you want to sell your courses better than ever before, make time for people who subscribe to your channel, who follow you, who ask questions on Facebook group or whatever. No wonder my mentor TJ Walker has over 1 million students on Udemy. Okay, he's very dedicated, very focused in conducting his training sessions and also responding to them in a timely manner. Okay, I love what he does. All right, with those three concepts out of the way, content marketing, YouTube, and engagement, let's move to some of the activities that you're supposed to do. Okay, some of the tactics. Okay, here's the thing number one. The number one thing you should do in order to create content, publish it on YouTube and other platforms. It could be even your blog or podcast. What matters to you the most is finding what is that question that is on your target audience's mind. That's very important. Your target market has questions, concerns. Your job is to find what questions do they have. Now, there are a couple of ways that I'm going to talk about that you could use to find their questions. Number one, become part of your Facebook group, right? If you already have a Facebook group, wonderful. Check out what people within your group, members of your group, ask questions about. If you do not have your own Facebook group, become part of Facebook groups within your niche. Pick and choose the ones that are active, where there's a lot of discussions happening. Become a part of that. Observe what people discuss about. What do they talk about? What are their questions? If you can get an understanding, look at patterns, pick it up, and then answer those questions. Okay, we'll talk about answering the questions. Right now, this is step one, finding questions. Facebook groups is wonderful. Go find out what questions people within the group ask. Within Google, as you search Google for your niche, could be how to build a website, or if you're teaching people how to build websites using WordPress, just type website development using WordPress, and Google itself will give you a bunch of questions. These are the questions that people already ask. And as you click and expand one of the arrows to see the question, there'll be even more questions trailing, and Google shows you such questions that are popularly asked by people. So Expand them, find out what are the different questions, make a list of them. Okay, so I've given you 3 different approaches to make a list of questions. Okay, create like a question bank. You can have hundreds, even thousands of questions. Guess what? Those questions will be the foundation for you to create content. You can start answering those questions. Okay, these marketing gurus and people who are extremely popular, influential on social media right now do exactly that. They understand the pulse of their target audience. They know that there are certain questions that their target customers have in their minds, and they want to answer them. By answering them, they're able to serve their target audience better, which is exactly what I'm asking you to do. Step 1, find the questions. Okay, create a bank of questions, maybe thousands. Have them ready. Nothing can stop you after that for creating content. Number 2, answer those questions. Now that you have your questions, it's about answering them. Okay, you can draw from your experience and really give the answers based on your experience. Okay, or if you do not have the knowledge, it is okay. Use Google, use YouTube to find the answers. Learn it, understand it, make notes, and provide that information. It is okay. Okay. But before you give those answers, validate them, really verify if it's all good, if it's working, and then give those answers. Another mentor of mine says that there is a golden triangle of learning. So first you learn, you do, and then teach. So it'll be great if it comes from your experience. If not, it's okay. Learn it, try it, and then teach it. That's okay too. Okay. So point number 1, find questions. Point number 2, give them the answers. Give your target customers the answers. Number 3, now you provide these pieces of content, whether it's on YouTube, a blog post, or podcast. That doesn't matter. You're giving value. You're being useful for people. You're answering their questions. You're solving their problem. But if you just let it be, just answer and let it go, you're not gaining anything from it. So what's also important for you as a course creator and a course marketer is to get leads. What I mean by that is at the end of the video, ask people to share their name and email address. And in exchange for name and email address, give them something of value. Okay, give them something of value. What is that value? Again, go back to that question. What is that one big question that your target audience has on their mind? Answer that question, give that as a value in exchange for the email address. Okay, this is super important. You must do this because you want to add even more value to those people. You know they are your prospective customers. They've already benefited from your answer, and people who've benefited from your answer are more likely to listen to you and get even more value, more help from you. So it's your responsibility to get their name and email address so that you can take this relationship to the next level. And the way to do that is what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about lead magnet. Lead magnet is providing value, giving something in return for the name and email address. It could be an ebook. It could be a video like we're doing right now, a specific training video that could help them. It could be a checklist. It could be a calculator. You name it. It depends on your niche. You know your niche better. Depending on what your target audience's biggest question is, biggest problem is, go ahead and solve that problem. And with that solution, give it in exchange for an email address. Now, speaking about lead magnet, here's a lead magnet that I have for you. In the description below, I've given a link where you can download 5 amazing tips to generate leads for your online courses. Okay, this is like my 5-step formula to generate leads for selling your courses online better than ever before. I promise you it's simple and it's straightforward. Just click on that link in the description below and download your free ebook. Next, we are going to talk about point number 4, engage. And once you get people's email address, once you have made that initial connection, don't let it go. Okay. Leads are hard to come by. And when people trust you, they're giving their email address, you should respect that. And what I mean by respect is provide value to them in the future. So you got to keep engaging with those people who trust you, who've given their email address to you. Make sure you send out at least an email per week. You've got to add value in their lives. Okay? By engaging in a consistent manner, you will be on top of their minds. Okay? They've benefited from you. There's a very high probability when you have an amazing offer, something that could take that value to the next level, they'll be more willing to listen to you, more willing to buy from you. Okay? That's engagement. People say the money is in the list. It's true, but I believe that the money is in an engaged list. So engage with them, spend time. Remember, I spoke about my mentor, TJ Walker. He takes time every single day with 1 million students. He's still able to answer almost every question, whether it's in the comment section within Udemy or YouTube, Facebook, you name it. He gives personalized feedback. Do check him out. I leave a link to his courses on Udemy as well, okay, to his website in the description. So do check it out. All right, number 5. Now that you are clear that the questions are there, number 1. Number 2, you're giving the answers. Number 3, you're capturing their email addresses. Number 4, you're interacting with them. You're sending emails, building that relationship, nurturing that relationship. That's wonderful. What you should do now is to get them to a webinar. Okay? Webinar is like a live face-to-face training, except that it's virtual now. It could be Zoom or any other platform. You can have like an hour, 1.5 hours, or 2 hours of live interaction. You can talk about what your course is about, how it's going to add value in people's lives, your target audience's lives, what the pricing is like, if there is a special coupon, a discount, whatever the case may be, you could talk about all of that in a webinar. Wonderful way to generate even more leads. More importantly, you could sell your course with webinars. Okay, webinar selling is one of the most in-demand techniques. As a course creator, it is your responsibility again to learn to sell and market your courses. And webinar selling is another important skill. So in a future video, we're going to dive into that. We'll talk a lot about webinar selling. It is super important. Okay. All right. So there it is. Number 1, find your target audience's questions. Number 2, answer those questions. Number 3, at the end of it, get their email address. Give them something in return as a value add. That's called a lead magnet. Once you get their email address, number 4, engage with them. Send out weekly emails, provide value. Okay. Rather than say, buy from me, focus on giving value. That is what will get you the sales. Number 5, the last step that I spoke about, is to ensure that you get them to the webinar, because webinar is where the magic happens. You can convince people, you can persuade people to take action, because that's going to make a difference in their lives. All right. Thank you very much for watching. My name is CM Manjunath. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because there's so much content that you're going to get. It'll be super useful for you if you are a content creator. You've got to learn how to market and sell your courses better than your competitor, better than ever before. And that's what you're going to get when you subscribe to this channel. You're going to get all that info, how to do marketing and promoting and selling your online course. Last but not the least, I've given the link in the description below for your free ebook. Now that ebook is useful for you. Okay, 5-step formula that I use, that my clients use to generate leads for marketing, promoting, and selling their courses online effectively. Download that. It's a free ebook. Okay, I'm sure you'll see a lot of value in that. What is your biggest takeaway from this video? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, thank you very much for watching. My name is CM Manjunath. You have a good one. God bless.